Heritage Captains are back. This time in the Storm King version. You can see I got all 3 cut in half here with the original Captain. You know, it's got plenty of leather in there, but a lot of synthetic components, and that's why when we worked with them on the Heritage Captain, leather internal components across the board. Leather shank, leather midsole, leather insole, leather heel counter, leather toe stiffener. And with the Storm King version, exact same thing, kind of a hybrid of the two, but still has all those leather components you want and need from the Heritage Captain. And these drop on Thursday, so get on that limited edition email list and get ready for the drop of the Storm King Captains. Jim Green unboxing. It's been a while since we've covered Jim Green. Yeah, we got pretty sweet leather with the Jim Greens. So we got 2 boxes, got some protein gummies to try, got a knife to do the unboxing from Demko that has a lot of pumpkin guts on it. Someone clearly carved this during the company party, carved with this. So here's the thing about these. Let's just get to these first. I bought these because I'm a sucker for like TikToks, like products that are advertised at 2 a.m. that look delicious, that claim to have protein in them. Because I just, you know, I have a hard time hitting the protein goals is what I'm getting at. And so if it's candy, my chances are higher. But how much sugar is actually, yes, but it's also like a lot of sugar. So 20 grams of protein, 20 gummies. That's 1 gram of protein per gummy. And 5, so it's 0.25 grams of sugar per serving. And I hate to break it to you, the hunger got the best of me one of these nights, and I've already tried them. And they are delicious. And so, if you need some protein gummies, I've also heard that they're not the most accurate at like being 100% true 1 gram per gummy, and like so a lot of people say that the protein gummies are not really great for protein. Well, I'm like, you know, if you're trying to hit, oh, and by the way, 16 grams per bag. I ate the whole bag in one night. There was just no stopping me after I hit a few of them because they are really good. And it's not sponsored or anything. I literally bought them off TikTok. And they're so freaking good. But if you're trying to hit your protein goals solely off gummies, I think you're doing it wrong. Well, I just thought these were nice, pretty tasty. And supplement's the right word, right? Like this will supplement with your other protein goals. You're not, like, for me, I'm not trying to get my protein from this. I'm trying to get my my sweet tooth fix while still feeling somewhat justified. Like, well, there's protein in it. And it worked because they're delicious and I ate the whole bag. So there's your TikTok shop or TikTok, and that is to me a TikTok shop. So now to the gyms, the jimmies. It'll be a pretty quick one because it's mostly just an update on the leather. I think. We had these boxes for a couple weeks. I can't remember exactly what they are. Last year we released our slim neck strap and a lot of people loved it. Not everyone loved the price, and that's because we hand sew every single one of these. So after you guys asked us, we made a more affordable version. Instead of hand sewing, we rivet all of them together with this nice little Western flair on the tail end there with solid brass hardware. So these are available right now. They make a great Christmas gift for the person in your life. Even you, if you have a camera, upgrade from those terrible little nylon straps. Get yourself some leather that's actually thick. That's actually gonna last longer than the camera. Check them out below. So up first, let's do the hard package. The hard package, what? Let's do the fully packaged package. With the Demko knife. These are sweet. I love this little like locking safety right there. Hey, what is it? Let me show you, because I can't actually remember. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I forgot this is what it was, honestly. I thought it was Barefoot. I honestly thought these were Barefoot in the Bronco leather, but this is the full-on beefy. Look at this thing. This thing is nuts. So this is the African Trooper, the rugged African Trooper, but with their new tire sole. So this is like a wedge sole, you know, kind of like your Vibram. Oh, actually, I got one on right now. This is this is White's new wedge sole, Chelsea. And so, you know, similar concept, thicker in the heel, still a soft, squishy compound, and this is a firm compound, actually. Do Do I have any testing equipment here? And they feel this one, it's really soft. This is more like a 25 to 30 Shore. This is probably closer to like a 50 to 60 Shore. So it's an interesting middle ground between like the really hard rubber outsoles that you use for the firefighting boots, you know, those classic Vibram outsoles, but still being big and thick, so you get the long wearing and they ease off of the hardness. Instead of 70 Shore, it's more like 50 Shore. So it's kind of a middle ground between them. And instead of really shallow lugs, like on these Chelseas from White's, you know, that's really not much of a lug. And in like a couple months, those lugs are gone. These are pretty deep lugs. You know, look at the difference between these two. And there's definitely a heft difference between these, because this outsole is heavy. You know, the harder it is, the heavier it's gonna be, but also the longer it's gonna last. And I just love this outsole. I think it turned out so good. It's one of my favorite wedge outsoles just because it's gnarly, it's chunky, it's durable. It's function first, and I can't help but love it. And then you can see it's got the rubber slip sole, that thick veg tan midsole. It's got the toe cap, and that feels like a structured toe. Let's see and this is their new Crazy Horse leather, I'm pretty sure. And another thing to point out, like since it's here, this is White's 55 last. This is the Gym Green last. So you can see there's a difference. That's why Gym Green, along with the really affordable price of Gym Green, have really been popular, I think. And we're gonna look up Crazy Horse leather. Maybe it's not on their site yet. This might be the release of it, actually. Let me search their site. Oh, there's been a critical error on the site. Is it called Bronco? I think I might have called it wrong. I think it's called Bronco. Bronco leather? You can see the confusion though. Bronco, yeah, okay. It's not Crazy Horse leather, it's Bronco leather. And ooh, I think, okay, one piece at a time, right? So this is the Bronco leather. Let's see if we can find this exact boot. There's the AR8. So let's look at the Baobab boot, Baobab. Let's see if they say anything about the leather. Bronco 2.2 millimeter Bronco oil pull-up leather, lined, and this one's lined too, with 1.6 millimeter calf. And Bronco leather is, like, I couldn't remember the name of it, but I know exactly what it is. It's heavily waxed, heavily infused with oils, and that's where you get this really dark color, because watch, as soon as I bend this piece of leather, the magic of pull-up. Look at that. I love a good heavy pull-up leather. Isn't that crazy? And so the cool thing about this is as you start wearing them, it really starts to highlight and low light in certain areas. And if you like that dark look, you can literally put friction and heat into it with just your finger. Darkens back up. Or if you want to put some more oil into it. And so not only is it a cool patina leather and has these really cool gradients, but it's also very water resistant because it's like trying to get water through a candle. That's why this is so dark and why it lightens up so easily, because wax will solidify and darken, and as that solidified wax gets broken up, even on a microscopic level in between fibers and stuff, it lightens up. And that's what's happening here. Like, people used to say, like, this oil's coming to the surface. I don't think it is. I think it's just you're bending all those oils and waxes that are solidified and heat pressed in, and then opening it up, and which lightens it up. Dang, that's a cool leather. That's so sick. And here's the thing, this leather's cool. I'm hoping they sent me the other one too, because I just want to show it to you. Because this leather, their russet Bronco, looks just like Horween's Dublin, and that's one of my most favorite leathers in the entire world. But it is hard to work with. It's people love it, but it's a tough leather to work with for a bootmaker because it has so much loose grain and it can look really worn when you don't want it to. And so I'm really interested in this leather. I think it's going to be a nice, like a utility-based upgrade of some of the, like that Dublin leather that Horween makes. It's a lot more, it's not a work leather. It's more of like a dressy and like high-end leather with a lot of natural character. I really want to see this leather in person. I think that's a really, really pretty leather. Okay, and then let's see what else we got going on in here. Yep, so Foley leather lined. I can't tell if it's a stiffened toe or if it's just Yeah, so there's a little elastic layer in there. You can see how stiff and tough that toe is compared to like a soft toe. See what I mean? I like soft toes for just about everything, but if you need a little protection from your toe and you're doing a job that needs this rugged outsole, the more, it's not a safety toe, but a little more structured toe and the toe cap, this is a beefy boot. Comes with a removable insole, the Jim Green insole, veg tan underneath. Got the beautiful Rose Anvil Jim Green collaboration tag. That is a beefy boot. That's about as tough a boot as we've ever made, especially with this specific leather, because like their fudge leather is really cool. It's really popular, but it's a fairly dry leather. This stuff is fully saturated with waxes and oils. But what's in this boot box? Boot box. Let's find out. Now, these are dropping soon too. I'm not sure exactly when you're watching them, but these drop right here. Oh, okay, so it was a Barefoot. I was like, I swear it was like, this is gonna be like a Barefoot version. Yes. So this is a cool comparison because this is the Barefoot version that's intentionally pared down as much as possible. This is the rugged version, intentionally paired up as much as possible. You know, because you look at the difference between these two. Huge, chunky outsole, fairly thin Barefoot outsole that I designed with Jim Green. The same slip sole. Looks fairly similar leather midsole, but I'm willing to bet this midsole's a little bit softer, I think. Either way, they're both clearly leather. And then on the inside is where you really start to see some of the differences. Because if you look how I can fold this down, see how that welt, let me zoom up. See how that welt lays flat when I really push that flat? That means there's no insole on the inside like you would see from a Pacific Northwest boot. Actually, this happened to be the perfect way to compare this. Because if I do it with this one, you can see that little lip right there. See that little lip? That's the insole on the inside. This one doesn't have that. It's completely flat. And so on the inside, you can see fully unlined, still with the Jim Green and Rose Anvil tag though. And then instead of that insole on the inside, this one, you're just standing on the midsole. So that's why this one, you can go like this, pull up, and on this one, that sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I'm really not. Like there's still some flex in there. It's not nearly as overly stiff like a Pacific Northwest boot, but this compared to this, that's the difference. And so they pair well together because it's like the uppermost limit of the durability and ruggedness and toughness that you can bake into one of these boots, and then the lower limit to still have all the protection, the same pattern, but pared down, and they'll feel completely different, while the toe box still feels the same. Jim Greens are sick. Still has that full 360-degree Goodyear welt, and just look at, like, watch how this ages. I should probably do it this way. Squish it up. Look at that. Isn't that magic? This leather's sick. So, if you want a pair of these, limited quantities, here's the release date. Make sure you're on the email list. We'll give you early access, give you everything you need to know before ordering a pair. And this leather is cool. I don't think we're doing any in that russet Bronco, but next time I'm gonna beg them to send over some russet Broncos with this regular Bronco, because this is a lot easier to wear. The other russet Bronco's very bright, and I think a lot more people are gonna wear this. They're gonna be a lot happier with this for work, for casual wear, because you still lighten it up. Like that is one of the most beautiful like pull-ups I've seen in a leather in a long time. Like look how high that contrast is. This leather is actually sick. I'm like, in a matter of like 10 seconds, I convinced myself that this is actually a cooler like leather. But I just I've never seen that much of a pull-up effect on a leather like this. That's a crazy amount of pull-up. So both are sick. But if you want a pair of these, check them out below. They drop on this date. And thank you guys for all your support of these collaborations. And huge shout out to Jim Green. It's been really cool helping introduce them into the US market. Because I think by the time we started working with Jim Green, they had only sold one pair of boots in the US. And now they sell a lot more than one. And we helped them introduce the Barefoot line that's like permeated across a large part of their line. We designed this outsole with them. We designed the sole construction on these Barefoot shoes. And so it's been really cool to introduce the Barefoot stuff to Jim Green and help introduce Jim Green to the rest of the world, especially the US. And Garrett's about as good of a guy as it gets, and so, you know, that's always a good indicator. Like, the CEO a lot of times dictates the entire feel of the brand. And the guys at Jim Green are about as good as it gets. They're so fun. I'll put some links to like some of the interviews and stuff we've done with them over the years. They're a cool brand, and through all the chaos of this year and all the tariffs and stuff, they're still pushing hard for the U.S. and trying to get the boots to you guys, and still trying to fight with all that stuff that's going on. So huge shout out to Jim Green. So check them out below. Thank you guys. See ya.